Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. Hey, Jordy, did you know that we're on other platforms too?
Really, like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and if you would like to talk to us, Discord and Reddit.
Yeah, and if you're watching on YouTube, you should subscribe too. Thank you.
One take. Holy shit, everyone. There's other people in this room.
Yes.
It's Split View 49, and with us is Tom. Oh,
Tom.
wait, you're used to Tom.
And
no,
Jordy.
there's two Toms. Say
there's
hi.
two Toms. I'm also Tom.
Holy fuck. This is, for anyone who doesn't know, which would be everyone, the other Tom, we have a logistical problem of what we're going to call both of you.
I have an idea.
Oh, you have an idea?
So I'll be proper Tom and you be other Tom.
That's fucking... Why don't I call you Tommy?
No, hold on.
And I'll be
other Tom since I'm always Tom and you can be Tom.
Tom, another Tom?
Yeah.
All right.
Because I'm always Tom, so guess,
So
guess
you
gets the rank.
get to hold the belt of just Tom,
Just
and then
the
he
Tom.
gets the other Tom.
Yeah, that's very touching.
Okay.
That is very sweet.
So-
I'll take it.
Tom here is my beautiful girlfriend's brother, and I have been meaning to get him on the show for a very long time, and I thought, what better to do than to have him as our 50th episode special? But what's even more special is that he will also be in, as you can hear, the 49th. So, the way, if you've listened to us before, that we run things is we take turns each week, and we have a discussion about a topic that the other doesn't know about. So, for the 49th episode, it is my week, so I have a topic. But
So assertive,
Tom
Jordy.
has his own, and that will be our 50th special. So this will be one long recording, and we will cut it off at the end of mine. So this will be 49 that you're hearing now.
It's already hot in this room.
Yeah,
Double
it's-
barrel
welcome back to
49,
Sweat
50
View.
special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweat view.
So,
I like that. That's good.
We do have, I don't know if you've listened to any of our later episodes.
No, I haven't. I haven't listened to any
Where
episodes.
what we do is we first talk about what we've been watching and what we've been consuming media-wise in the past week.
Dude.
So if there is anything that jumps out to you for either of you, Tom or other Tom.
Kind of a weird one, but I'm in the middle of reading The Handmaid's Tale.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gritty.
Is that from
Yeah.
Skyrim?
No, that's not
Oh,
from
no, that's
Skyrim.
right,
That's a lusty Argonian maid.
Yeah,
and I'm
that's
upset that I know
interesting.
but also
yeah,
not.
that's anyway. It's it's good. It's good. I don't remember the name of the lady that wrote it. I should have brought my bag in here actually. If I'd known I was going to be talking about it, but yeah. So dystopian setting.
Mm-hmm.
It's not sci-fi at all. It's very like socio-political. I would say.
And it's an older book, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, I want to say like the maybe 80s, 90s?
Oh, okay. I thought it was even earlier than that.
Could be. I could be
Oh,
wrong.
right, yeah.
Someone fact check me on that.
I'm sure many people will, because the people who listen to this podcast is your sister and my dad, and they both love to correct me about stuff that I say wrong. So I will hear about it from either of them
And
at
then
some point.
just-
Or perhaps
you can-
even Benj will correct you on it. Who knows?
He should, at this point of his listening to this episode, I would hope that he actually
He's already
had-
started messaging you, man.
Yeah, I would hope he's pulled his phone out and is checking me on that.
Yeah.
Benji, that's for you. It's for you.
All
man.
right. So, first bit of news that I have for today, which is I think everyone obviously has heard of, is Mr. Trump
Oh my god.
getting the coronavirus. I mean, it is just...
I don't know how to feel about that.
What do you mean?
Because I'm
Sad.
like, yay, he's got the virus, but also no, because he's probably gonna die, and probably he's too much of an idiot, and he's gonna spread it to other people. Like, did you hear he did like a motorcade thing where he drove past like a big group of like 70 people. They were all getting checked now. So he has the virus, but he's too much of an idiot to like not fucking spread it.
Yeah,
So it's a weird situation.
it's one of these things where the human part of you doesn't really want to say, I'm happy that this human being has a potentially life-threatening illness, but
Yeah.
also the amount of stupid things that man has done makes me feel less bad about... It's just karmic retribution, if you ask me.
No, that's it. He hasn't... I don't think he took it very seriously at all.
He definitely didn't. But, I mean, the good news is that he does have a cure if he has some bleach on hand. Because
That's
he can fix it.
Just send it down the...
And some Windex it was, I
No,
think.
you gotta inject the bleach.
Yeah, you have
That's
to
how do
inject it. That is a thing he tweeted out, that if you inject
the
Windex
bleach.
or something, you will cure yourself.
He didn't just tweet it. He went to political rallies saying that we have this thing, bleach. It's a very good substance, can do a lot of things, and basically inferring that it can be used because he was talking about that COVID.
I mean, hand sanitizer in the lungs.
Yeah,
I think he suggested that one. Him, I think Boris Johnson, the English head of state,
Prime Minister,
English Prime Minister, and the Brazilian. I don't know if it's Prime Minister or President, but those three world leaders, I think, are the three world leaders that have taken COVID like the least seriously.
Yeah.
And they've all got it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is so easy
karmic retribution, as you said earlier,
it's like, you can't, because obviously they've been trying to avoid this because it's a bit of a hassle having to sanitize your hands and scan a QR code when you go to the restaurant. But surely that's better than dying.
Oh, yeah.
Is it not? I mean, I don't know. We're just three dudes in a room talking into some microphones, but I would say I would prefer to scan a QR code and use sanitizer every day than die. Just me.
No, I'm with you on that. I've got my hand up.
Yeah,
I've got my hand up to signal my assent, and I would even take dying. Actually, I would rather die than pass whatever disease would have killed me onto, say, my grandmother, for instance.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, very honourable.
Because if Paul Rudd's coronavirus PSA taught us anything, it's that it's not really about us. It's about the immunocompromised elderly.
And you just have to yeet it away.
We've got to yeet. We've got to yeet this virus.
Yeet this virus.
God, that's such a yes. Thank you, Jordy.
I see a lot of misconceptions about masks as well. People are wearing masks because they think it'll stop them from getting the virus. And a lot of people don't realize that masks are to stop you from spreading the virus.
Yeah.
I've noticed this weird, semi-selfish kind of shit happening with masks, and the people just not wanting to wear masks because they're like, hey, I'm going to die, or I don't want anyone driving wearing a mask because it depletes your brain of CO2 and then you're going to, die or whatever.
Oh, yeah, the O2 sat dropping.
Yeah, the SVO2 thing, even though... I mean, I literally tried it myself. I put on my little oximeter, and it literally stayed at 99, which is perfect.
You've got an oximeter.
Yeah, you can buy anything on eBay.
But you've actually got one.
It's a tiny little clip-on one, since the way an oximeter works is that it shines a red LED through your skin, and then the oxygen modifies the transmittance, and then you can just receive how much light. So
with the hemoglobin too.
Yeah, looks like a waveform.
That's one word that I know that has things to do both with blood and oxygen.
Yes.
I feel like it's relevant.
One more than I know, so there you go. That's good. I have a collection here of, dare I say, philosophical questions.
Oh,
and
God,
I had to do it, man. I was like, I am not wasting these 2 episodes on a random ass subject. So I have some
rubbing my hands
decent ass questions, and they are for both of you, of course. They're not just for Tom, and they are for Tom and other Tom. I'm going to get into the habit of saying that, so I don't forget.
Or you could just say they're for Tom and leave it at that, and
for Toms.
We will take that.
Tom I.
All right, my first question is, and it relates to this whole Trump thing and just everything, is what do each of you think about the state of the world right now? Because I know whenever I think
as
about
little as possible,
I am incredibly nihilistic about the world that I live in. And I don't know, I want to know what each of you have to say about that, about what if I was to just say, tell me about what is happening right now on the planet, I'm willing to bet both of you would tell me bad things.
Yeah.
I think I'm a little bit more optimistic than that, dare I say.
That's true.
I think in a few different places, America actually being probably the biggest one. My 2 cents, and this goes on record now just in case it actually does happen, which I think would be exciting, is that we're on the cusp, or I'll say we. I think all of us in a lot of places, we're on the cusp of probably one of the biggest socio-political revolutions,
really,
that we've had. Listening to the way BLM stuff is playing out, hashtag Black Lives Matter, by the way. Listening to the way that stuff is playing out in the States, I think that people, and from the little contact that I have over there as well, hearing from people that live over there, it just looks like people are getting ready to burn it down and start again.
It seems like every single socio-political system, like the government, medical, police, enforcement, are all just crashing down. People realizing, hey, these aren't good ways to run things, and these are purely capitalistic profiteering scheme, so we need to fucking fix this shit.
It's quite literally a reckoning in a way.
That's it.
Like, and speaking of, we went to the movies yesterday, me and all my housemates, and I knew nothing about the movie we went to see.
For the first time in
fucking ages.
Coronavirus.
And
for the first time in coronavirus.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I don't know if either of you have heard about Antebellum.
Oh man, I got a message. I think I got a message as soon as the movie was done.
Probably,
judging from the time
thing
frame
that's in
now.
your brain?
Not quite. That being the cerebellum, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's that one.
It's a jerk, Jordy.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to sound smart, Tom.
Yes.
Other Tom. And so I went to that. I went to see this movie, and that right there basically sums it up for me. I'm not going to spoil it. If you have seen it, you'll know what I mean. Like, it is quite literally a movie about a revolution that has to and will happen, because it is about race, that movie. And no, I'm not going to say it. Not going to say it. It's a good movie.
May I ask
and
some
in fact,
questions?
It is one of the ones that I dare say we will end up watching on FlickView once there is a way for us
sweet.
to watch it, because it's quite good.
May I ask some questions
You
about
absolutely
Antebellum?
can.
Is it a Jordan Peele film?
It is.
Is that masterpiece from that masterful mind? Of
that already
master
there
man?
is like, I mean, you know it's going to be good, because I mean, Get Out and what was it? Us was the other one. Is that it?
I think
I
it was
always
Us.
forget he's done Get Out. I'm always like, oh, such Jordan Peele, was it? I'm always like, oh, he's just a comedic actor, like he's just some funny dude,
man.
but he's like a really good director and
Yeah,
like
he's
writer.
a fucking genius.
Yeah,
like
Blew my
genuinely.
mind, that film did. I don't know, just as the dude that I am. Not a critic or anything, but yeah.
He makes some really good, like, surrealist horror, I would say it is. But it's also, like, not surreal. It is real and happening. And you need to watch it for, like, to understand it. But, like, it just ties in very well. And I wasn't actually going to mention it until it came up just then. But,
Second question that I have on the topic of the
Yes.
film Antebellum, if I may.
you may.
Does it pertain at all to the American Civil War?
Yes, it does.
Is it a historical set film, or is it a current set film?
Both.
Oh, that's the spiciest answer you could have given just then.
I knew nothing about this
Boy.
movie, and it continuously threw me for two. It is actually a very good movie.
Wow,
It's a very, very... I'm saying actually, like, people wouldn't expect that. It's a good movie.
it's a good film.
Yeah, and I'm
Regardless
glad
of
that
your
it was the
expectations.
first movie that I came back to after, because Ali and I quite like going to the movies. That's like one of our favorite things to do. So that being the first one we came back to was good. So, you know, there could have been worse ones. There was a bunch of posters around for like C-list movies, and I was like, fucking hell. I had low hopes going into this because I knew nothing about it. And then it turned out to be good. So, hey, if you have zero expectations, everything's always better, right?
That's it. Like, I myself, I'm really keen for the next Suicide Squad film.
Really?
I'm like,
Really,
that's going to
though?
knock it out. No, of course not. Of course I'm fucking not. That movie
okay,
was
cool.
dog shit.
Yeah. I was gonna be like, if I misjudged who Tom is,
I love everything.
Jay Leto really brought the Joker to life in that
Oh
movie.
my
Oh,
God.
stop that.
have you seen he literally tweeted that thing of like fucking
Yeah.
who was it?
It was a picture of himself saying, like, bring back the Jay Leto Joker or something.
no,
He did it so well or something.
Fuck, why am I forgetting his? Who was Dark Knight Joker?
That's Heath, man.
Yeah, Heath Ledger. He tweeted a picture of Heath Ledger and Mark Hamill, like, in a shot saying, like, don't worry, Jared Leto will make us proud. Like, he fucking tweeted
Yeah,
that. Like,
that's
oh
true.
my God.
From his own account, he
Yeah.
tweeted that. It's fucking
Did you hear about all
cringe.
the shit he was doing? He was sending like used condom to people on set and all that, like this disgusting shit. Like, yeah, man, I'm just trying to get them freaked out over my performance, and he's just this like
man.
supreme Gucci fuckboy Joker dude. Like,
Yeah,
what the
it's
fuck?
so fucking weird. He was like method acting, right?
Yeah.
But like, you can method act and still be a shit actor, and that's what he was. Like,
Quite
Yeah.
possibly.
yeah.
Maybe it would have knocked someone out of the park if Heath Ledger hadn't done it already.
I don't know if that's true.
There's a fucking
But again,
big
probably not.
shoes to fill. Heath Ledger's Joker, though.
Because they're clown shoes.
All right, that's it. We're not getting any better than that. See you next time. Okay. Now, after thinking about that question that I just posed to everyone about, you know, what the world is like right now, I realized that I can't really be objective about any of it. And neither can anyone else.
Realistically,
you can't
you
be
can't
objective
be-
about anything.
Yeah.
Reality's subjective, man.
Exactly. Because to me saying the way the world is, like, and what you were saying and what we were all saying is that it's kind of a reckoning and this is what has to have happened. The reason why there is a BLM is because there are people who don't think that way. And we've mentioned so many times on the podcast that we just don't even have a frame of reference for that type of person. I've never met anyone who is a redneck or whatever. Like
I could pretend to be one.
For the rest of the episode, if you would. I'm just joking, don't do that.
Speaking of method acting, I don't know if I could, to be honest with you.
And it's...
Method acting implies that you're actually going to be racist as fuck and, like, kill people, so please don't.
But man, it's a bit dicey for the show there.
Don't worry, I won't. I was thinking about it for a second there. But...
I was going to have a different response to that question about what I would think of the world, because I'm not surprised, honestly, because I've, like, it's always been apparent that there are people who are just going to, like, profit for themselves, or they're just going to do things for themselves. And now that, like, the government's asking them, like, hey, you should maybe wear masks, and hey, you should interrupt your lifestyle in the sake of others. And it doesn't surprise me that people are being like, hey, no, I would like to just do the things that I like to do. So,
yeah,
you know, it's shit, but also it doesn't surprise me.
It's something that I still can't wrap my head around, and I never will be able to.
Things like anti-mask rallies, for example.
Flat earthers, all these things that we've talked about so much on the show. Anti-vaxxers.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't compute at all in my brain how you can just actively refute science.
It's inevitable that people are going to have these viewpoints because of, like, the lineage. Like, it's since the beginning of time, it's always been about man versus man.
Yeah.
Like, it's this tribal mentality of, like, even if your viewpoint is objectively correct, just because, hey, maybe you have more food or you did something to my ancestors in the past, I'm going to disagree with you. So it's that kind of, like, war mentality, I guess. So
to be antagonistic,
exactly,
for the sake of it.
Yeah, and it gets to the point where they believe their own lies. Like, they have their little echo chambers of, like, Facebook people saying, like, my doctor said that vaccines will kill you and all that. He's a good guy. He let me not do that. And then people believe that, and they believe that the doctors are evil and shit. So
it's really funny how quickly it sticks to some people. That's what I don't understand. It's like, I think, again, this is another thing, like, very early on in the podcast that we both mentioned, was that people are looking for something to believe in, and if they can't find it, they will find it in a strange anti-vax group on Facebook.
They're looking for something
they want,
that tells them that, hey, life isn't this just boring fucking grind of you live, you suffer, and you die. They're looking for someone to either blame or something other. So,
and that right there, because I know my friend Tom, directly takes into the next question, which is, where does a person's self-worth come from? If it is like, because I have been trying many things at the moment to improve myself. I am keeping a journal. I have just started working out again as of last night.
Oh my god.
And yesterday I partook in a hour-long hypnotherapy session.
Oh, you did it?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, tell us everything. Tell us everything before you move on.
Yeah, so obviously, me being me, my mum offered it to me. She said, you and I will both do it, and it's just a Zoom session. I didn't even see her or anything. And what it is, hypnotherapy is not like you sit in a room and someone has a pendulum in front of your face, and then they go, like, you're now going into a deep sleep.
I mean, they could do that if you were susceptible enough.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not. I'm not. And I was like, I am going to try this, because if it works, what's wrong with that, right? Yeah.
You said they didn't do the pendulum thing.
No, they did not.
It's already so much less cooler than I thought.
I know,
it
is. It is less cool. But what happened is, you know, she tells you to just get comfortable and all that type of stuff. And they get you to a point where you're almost asleep. And then just kind of reassures things and says, like, imagine that the main thing was, imagine that there is a locked, like, you have a chest, an iron chest, and then you put all of your depression or whatever in there.
All your internet passwords.
Well, I don't have to remember them anymore. Thanks to LastPass.
Put your credit card details into this box.
Literally, yeah.
And then you give it to me.
How do you open that box? Can we do that, please?
And now I want you to write the 3-digit number on the back of your card.
This sounds really good. Can I actually have this hypnotherapist's number?
And well, yeah, but I hate to say it, but it did something, because in the end, like,
Why do you hate to say it?
because, well, no, I don't really, but it's one of
That's
these
better.
things that I didn't expect to work, because it's not, she said it's not something that, you know, if you can't imagine the chest sinking to the bottom of the ocean, that it's not going to work, because the main thing that's happening is her reassuring things while you're in that state, and your subconscious is picking it up or something. I don't know how much science is behind this, but I did feel drastically better at the end of it, so I can't hate on it. Because I will take what I can get. As I've mentioned on this show before, I have struggled very deeply with mostly anxiety for most of my adult life. And it has gone away substantially since then. And I'm not saying it's not going to come back. You do get given recordings that you have to listen to at like morning and night, which just guides you into...
You get like a warranty, like, hey, this shit didn't work.
yeah, see, the vessel I bought is damaged. Can I return and get a new one?
Lord.
And then I started thinking like about that question, where does self-worth come from? And I started thinking, because for me, what I used to take was what other people said about me. And that used to be what my self-worth would be.
That's a dangerous locus to
And
send
that
your
is
values around,
exactly
because
right.
you don't have any control over it, man.
And I have always wanted to get the approval of people around me. And you know what? Two of the main people are sitting in this room right here.
Every now
Like,
and then
I was always trying to,
every now and then we'll do a high five.
get someone I know to say, "Oh, Jordy, you're good at that." You know. And then when I didn't get it, I would get sad, and I created it in my head. And now all of a sudden, it's like,
Yeah.
I can do these things myself. I do love myself, and I can do what I want to do, and all that type of thing.
So you're like identity.
Bless, my heart's so full. My heart's getting so full right now.
And then if someone says to me that, you know, Jordy, this looks cool, it's just an added bonus, you know? So I'll take that. I'll take
Cherry
it,
on
man.
top. It's a little bit of
It
icing.
is, man, it is. Because I feel like I can do it myself now. And that's the big difference. That is pretty much the only difference. It's not like someone just lifted a big fucking curtain and all of a sudden I'm not depressed anymore. Just a little bit of hope. And that's sometimes all you need, right?
Absolutely. I concur.
Yeah. What were you going to say, sir? I cut you off
I was
there.
gonna
I was on a
say,
bit of a
like,
rant.
so you're saying like your
rant.
self-validation identity was very much external before, and through like this hypnosis or taking steps in self-improvement, you're trying to be sufficient in yourself, like
Yeah.
trying to like say to yourself, hey, I'm a good guy, you know, I don't need people's validation just to know what's right and wrong, to know who I am. So,
Yeah. And
yeah.
you know what? I'll say it here on air. I don't think I'm a bad guy at all. I
Yeah,
think
you're
I'm
not
a
a
good
bad guy.
guy. That's what I think.
That's a huge
That is
call.
what I think.
No, that's a huge
Yeah.
call. We need a lot
I
of
disagree
evidence.
a lot.
No, of course,
This is split
man.
view after all.
Of course, man.
It's a bit of a hitting on a 19 right there, bit of a high call.
What?
You guys don't fucking get my God damn it. What is that, blackjack?
Someone
What is
did.
that?
No, someone
Blackjack.
You're hitting on a 19. You know,
Have you ever played blackjack?
yes. What is that blackjack? What
Yeah,
is
it
that?
is.
20
yeah.
21 is
Yeah,
what you
21
want.
Yeah,
what you-
that's what I'm saying. You're hitting on a 19. That's a big bet right there.
So, okay, I see.
Yeah.
So,
because it's close enough to, and now I'm going to strip it of all the magic by explaining.
Exactly, yeah.
But if I may, 19 is good, but almost not quite, possibly not good
Exactly.
enough.
Yeah.
They could have,
Yeah, I
like,
getcha.
it's
some-
perfectly fine in
Yeah.
every way.
they could have a 10 or 11. You're just fucked.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like I was at a solid 7 together, and now I'm at that 19
Yeah.
mark. That's a good analogy. I'll use that.
okay.
I'll use that a lot.
Hitting on a
Cool.
19 there, Jordy.
So, would you guys?
Feels good.
I'm pretty sure I know the answer for you, but I'm going to still put the question out there. Do you guys? Where do you get your self-worth from, both of you? Open question.
I'd say just like that's a hard question actually, because I don't think I need people's validation necessarily. It's cool. It's like, hey, yeah, it's good knowing that this thing I've been doing or this thing I'm making, like while making J-Tapped, I was like, hey, is this worth it? Or like, hey, should I be doing this? And then, yeah, it feels great to have someone say like, hey, this is cool and I like using this, but I do
That
things
person being
mostly,
me.
yeah, exactly. I do things mostly for my own like self validation, if you will. Like, hey, I can do this and I've done it and it felt great to do that.
That's the best type. I'll argue.
So I'm very much like succinct in that. Like my garage is just full of like equipment and like tools and materials, and I just like making things, and most things I never finish, or most things I never like release or have anything or document. And that's, I mean, I'm saying that without my tools, I am nothing. So,
Good.
Without my creation, I am nothing. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
Fuck, man.
Not
Put
at
that
all.
on a
Yeah.
Tumblr site somewhere. That in some cursive
you?
text.
I actually want to ask you something about
Yeah.
your answer, if I may. So, more in a more concrete way of saying it, the goals that you set yourself.
Yeah.
That's where.
What? Sorry.
So completing the goals that you set for yourself in any sort of project, be it to do with electronics or computing or software, hardware, coding, whatever. When you finish that and when you make progress with that, when you challenge yourself, and then when you succeed, I suppose, is that where self-worth comes from for you?
I'd say no, because I don't really like. It doesn't matter the progress to me. It just matters my like. I just like learning things and I like applying them. Like, to me, like, my life is about gathering new skills and gathering new processes and putting them in place. It doesn't matter necessarily whether I finish them or actually get to use them. I just like learning things and seeing what interesting things the world has to offer. So I'm not very goal-based. It's just I like to like work with things. That's it.
I think like the perfect example was just while we were off air before, while you were explaining your thing that you had done, which I won't say.
You can say
your
what
key
it
fob.
is. You can
your
say.
key fob, because like
It's a key fob.
yeah, and he had gotten it to work, and he was just like woohoo, and then it, that's
Yeah.
like that's your little reminder
but the
that
thing is,
what you're doing is good,
even
and then
if-
you still keep doing it for yourself.
even if I didn't get it to work, I'd be happy because I learnt a whole new like set of like,
Yeah.
I've never known how these MyFair tags work. Then I'd learned something and I'd done something and I'd put my time like somewhere instead of just like watching TV or some shit.
It's
By
true.
God, if there are any TransLink officers listening,
Yeah.
terribly
They
sorry.
don't know my Go card number. They don't know anything.
That's
and
true,
again,
but
we're giving away
you're
little
gonna
puzzle pieces.
the FBI is coming
Exactly.
right now, dude. Think of
It looks identical to a Go card, so whatever.
True that.
I got a bit of a philosophical question for you
Tom
boys
didn't
now.
answer.
That's it. I got to tell you where my
fuck, sorry.
I mean, my self-worth is really damaged now because I didn't get to tell you where it comes from.
Fuck off.
That's all. No, it's okay. It's a little bit, ever so slightly more resilient than that nowadays.
Sorry.
I think helping people with their shit, like practical projects, probably
Yeah.
less so. But I think things that are happening on the inside for them.
That's a good one.
I do. I feel kind of embarrassed saying it, but I do love a little bit of armchair psychology. God, do I love me some armchair psychology.
I'm a big fan as well, if I'm honest. If someone like needs the help, then I'll be pretty quick in to give a response if I can. The irony being I don't apply it to myself a lot of the time, but I can dish it out.
No one ever does, man.
Yeah.
This just makes me sound like an asshole. You guys talking about helping people. I'm like, no, I just like doing shit in my garage.
No,
It takes
okay.
kinds to make a village, man. Nothing would get done if everyone was like me. Nothing would ever get done because we'd all just sit and talk about feelings, man. Honestly, like
That being said, like you say that as if you're a machine. We've had deep and meaningfuls many times.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you're incapable of it.
I'm just saying it was kind
Like,
of funny.
yeah.
Continue though.
takes all kinds to make a village. That's
It
one
does.
of my favorite
It
sayings
certainly
on
does.
that subject. Yeah, and far out, it's crazy. Some of the stuff that you hear when all you do is give people the, like, let them tell you about what they want to tell you about. That is my favorite, goddamn, my favorite thing to do, honestly.
And it's incredibly interesting when that happens because people, for me, like, I could have something that is utterly crippling to me, and then someone says to me, oh, Mum died in a car accident yesterday. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, dude, I dropped a pallet at work yesterday and I was sad all day. And this, like, just the perspective on some people's, like, and then they tell you about that and they're sorting through their, or it works the other way around. Someone's having an utterly shit day because they dropped a pallet at work. Same as me. And then, like, it doesn't bother me because many people will get angry and say, like, why the fuck are you upset about that? This happened to me the other. We've all met people like this, and it doesn't hurt to help because everyone takes things differently, and everyone helps in a different way. And I have people in my life who help me in every single way, and I cannot be more thankful for that.
Bless.
Like,
Bless
coming
to that.
here every week, I get to be creative. I get to do. I've said it and I'll say it again. Monday is my favorite day of the week because I get to do this.
Oh yeah.
and like it's I'm proud of this, and so this is my creative outlet that I have here, and I get to discuss some. If I have problems with Tom, I will definitely do that, and then if I see you, I can discuss that, and it's a different, and it's something that I can't replace. So this happening right here is very important to me, and I love it very much.
Special stuff.
Yeah, it really is. Anyway, do you want to keep going, or do you want me to go on?
I'm done
Because
now.
I just now looked at the time, and I've got quite a few more questions left, so I might cut it a little bit short.
Let's just
so that yours
we'll do like
can
a
go.
rapid fire.
Well, I'll pick the best one that I have
10
right
words,
here.
10 words or less from each of us, if we can do that.
I don't know if that's possible. We like to pad time and talk about shit in long form.
We do, and the fact that now that we have like juicy amounts of content for this whole time is quite good, because we do have a lot of filler in some of our other ones. So
Let's try it.
you know, so for my next question is: does the concept that life has no meaning free or scare both of you?
Oh, freeing as fuck, bro. Freeing
Because
AF.
ultimately it does have no meaning.
I'd say both, just in different ways in different contexts, because it's freeing because you don't have to do something. Literally speaking, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to go to that shit party that your brother, sister, or girlfriend, boyfriend's wanting you to go to. I mean, you should, because they'd be angry. But you don't have to do anything, but also nothing means anything. So
Yeah,
If you do choose to go to that party, the only reason you're going is because you want to go.
yeah,
There's the freeing aspect of going to the party in that instance. Albert Camus was his name. He was a philosopher. He's dead now. He wrote a book called The Myth of Sisyphus.
Okay.
And Sisyphus, I think
heard the name.
I think it was Greek. I think
sounds
it's
very
Greek.
Greek.
I think it's Greek mythology. So he was a god himself, or demigod, that was punished by the other gods. I think it was for doing something good for us mere mortals. And they said your punishment is to you need to push a rock up a mountain.
Oh, that's
You need to push the stone up the mountain. Mythology takes many forms. Were you
I know
familiar with the
exactly.
state
I
on that?
don't know if that's his name or not, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was his punishment, and then it would keep falling down, right?
And then you get to the top of the mountain and it falls down the other side. You go chase it down, then you push it back up and it
for
falls back
eternity,
down.
that's what
And
he had
you
to
don't
do.
get hungry. You don't get thirsty.
Yeah.
There is no one else there. You can't leave the mountain. You just need to keep pushing the rock up and down. When you get told, or when you come to the assumption, the conclusion by yourself that life is meaningless, if you believe that it is, then that's when you start pushing the rock up the mountain for no other reason than you can. And it's hard to imagine. For me, it's hard to imagine that Sisyphus is anything but chuffed. I'm sure he must be so happy. He must be just like, God, another beautiful day in paradise, as he starts pushing that rock up that mountain. That's what I feel when I hear that.
I mean,
I'm like,
most of life is pushing rocks up mountains and they come back again
for no
so
other
it's
reason.
yeah. And if it all depends on how you look at it, in a way, doesn't it? Because you could, exactly what you just said, look at it as if I have another day of doing what I do every day, and which is pushing this rock up a mountain. Or it's, I have another fucking day of pushing this rock up a mountain. Kill me now.
If life has no inherent meaning, the only
It's how
meaning
you
it has
apply it
comes from your head. So
to life.
whether it's like, God, I get to push this rock, and there's like, oh shit, there's a bird over there, and it's a beautiful day there, or it's raining. Oh, I love the rain. Whatever.
It really is how you apply yourself to each situation. You can all take that for free. Armchair
Just did a
psychology, am I right?
Finger gun
Yeah,
wink.
you did. You'll have
your
to watch it
direction
on YouTube if you want to see that.
You can too. You can
You
too.
can. You can see us all.
My goodness.
All right, I have 2 more questions left. I skipped over 1 or 2 that were a bit iffy, that I was
Oh,
going to use in
that's
case if it was time.
That's okay.
Why do we judge others by their actions, but ourselves by our intentions?
Oh.
because you have to assume their intentions by their actions, whereas your actions are from your intentions, and you are the one creating the intentions.
You can.
Sorry to just derail that.
Well, that's not entirely true, though.
You can
Okay.
assume their intentions by their actions,
That's what I'm saying. You have to assume,
but you don't have to. You can.
Because if you dig deeper, you could find out.
But you have to know why they did the action.
Do you have to know why
But
they
I'm
did
saying
it?
on
just,
face
like,
value.
And I'm a fucking judgmental asshole if you don't.
And I'm not saying like, oh well, if you
Yeah.
really look at Hitler, what was his true intentions? You know, because we know that.
Yeah, but
Spicy.
exactly.
But like,
know
if,
his
if,
intentions.
Spicy.
if you were to look at anyone, say they had just driven past. Okay, here's an example, right?
Let's do it.
So you're on the side of the road and you've just had your leg broken, right? And you see it. You're on this dead ass road, and a car just drives right past.
But how did your leg break? Sorry.
I don't know. You went hiking,
I'm
your leg
just-
broke,
I'm just being that guy.
and then you would
Hiking, broke your
immediately
leg,
assume.
found your way to the road, and you're like, thank goodness I'm here in civilization.
How cold's the road, Jordy?
You finally. This is what it's like. 49 weeks. This is what it's like.
man.
No, I'm just kidding. And so that person drives by, and your first judgment is, well, why didn't they stop for me?
Probably.
But then if you found out that the person in that car was rushing their dying mum to hospital
Could
and
be.
didn't even notice,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
that's what
you
I'm
would
saying.
forgive them then.
That's what I'm saying. You have to extrapolate their intentions by their actions. Yeah, you can
But
have.
why do we instinctively immediately think, why didn't this person help me?
Because we caveman, you know? Caveman need thing not happen. Person who not give thing asshole. And then you have to realize, like, using
there's a-
either, like, social cues or
There's
What?
a word for that one. There's a word for
lizard brain.
that. Yeah, lizard brain. But that particular logical fallacy, this person is this quality because of this action or lack of this action.
Newton's second law of...
Not
yeah.
quite.
yeah.
All right,
It
last
sounds like
question for episode 49 here, everyone, is where do you think is the most worthwhile place to find meaning in your life? And I'm going to give you a list.
Spicy.
Whether it be work, family, the hobbies you partake in, religion, philosophy, helping others, or just yourself.
I'd say probably home, because you gotta, like, decide what you want to do when you're sick of everything else, and that's really going to tell you what you value.
That's
So,
a good
my
answer. I like that a lot,
Yeah.
actually. Yourself,
That's it.
Tom.
I'm split three ways on that one.
Family, I know, is one of yours.
I wasn't actually going to
No.
say. I'm feel like such a dick now. Family, I love you so
Wow.
much. Mum, dad,
Because
brother,
you guys
sister.
are, and
grandparents.
like,
Love
a
you guys.
polar opposite of the family life that I had. And I'm not saying I had a bad one at all. It's just that, like, we are not particularly, dare I say, close, even though we are. But it always seems like you guys are more close when I go over to your house.
Oh, that's wild. Because I could actually say the same thing to you.
Really? This is so fucking
Yeah, but
weird.
every family thinks they're different and weird.
It's like
I
showing
suppose
each
that's
other
true.
the insides of our heads.
Yeah. Because, I mean, we all love our families extremely dearly, but it just,
I don't
it's
know
funny.
if that's true. Sorry.
There we go.
See, this is, I'm
There
just
we
saving
go.
myself because my dad listens to this
Yeah.
show, so, you know, I'm just joking. He knows I love him. All right, so
Religion, philosophy, helping others. My view is split three ways.
religion is one of yours.
Mhm,
Are
absolutely.
you a partaker of a current faith at the moment?
I am a.
Or is this something that you have for yours? Because we are about to transition to your topics.
Oh, it's
so
gonna-
if you would like to save it,
gonna-
you can. But if you feel comfortable answering it now, you can as well.
It might come up. It might come up in the next episode to happen now, but to be released in a week. Is
In a
that-
week's time,
Oh,
yes. So
you've
when
gotta
you
wait.
after you will have to. It'll probably cut off very shortly this episode,
That's all right.
and
Oh, maybe like a teaser. I'll drop a
well,
teaser.
that was my plan, is to have a little bit of
I
a
got it.
teaser. So
I got it. I got a
It would be
teaser.
you saying like, so my first question is, and then it trails off.
No,
Tune in
it's-
next week.
it's
That's just
three-
being an asshole. That's just
That's
a
called
shitty
getting people
cliffhanger.
to listen.
It's called pissing people off.
Yeah,
It's three different ones.
it's three. You have three different
It's
questions.
three different ones. Yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm a. I wouldn't say that I'm a, like, for example, Christian or Buddhist or like Hindu. I would say I'm a three.
So you're taking the good qualities.
Scientologist.
well, maybe, but I'm a three things. I'm a three things.
Church of Satan.
yeah.
Oh,
Satanism's pretty dope,
Yeah, it
actually.
is actually. That's a bad example.
It's less. Yeah, still very troubling for me, but it's less scary than most people think. I think it's just
Yeah.
a little bit silly.
There's an alarming lack of lambs' heads being cut off in
flying
the church.
spaghetti
of
monster?
Satan. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
well,
Jedi,
that's-
isn't it, or
fuck
something?
yeah. No, I'm down.
Because I've always heard people say that in school. I don't know why. People always say, "Oh, if you're Jedi, you believe in the flying spaghetti monster," and I was like, "You sound like you're insane." And now
Yeah.
I do too. here on air.
Conflating Jediism.
Because I had seen the Star Wars movies, and I was like, I don't remember there being a flying spaghetti monster to believe in.
I know.
Yeah.
That's not a thing.
I've seen a Star Wars.
I've seen heaps of damn Star Wars.
Yeah, I've seen at least 3 of them
Oh, yeah.
at that point. No, I don't know how many I'd seen.
There's 9 at this point.
Yeah, well, there wasn't when I were a little boy.
9 plus the 2. 9 plus 2 spin-offs, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
True.
Wait, what's the other spin-off?
There's
Han
Rogue
Solo,
One and
yeah.
Solo.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Solo
Both
and
great
Rogue
movies.
One.
Go watch them.
Please do. We'll end on a plug. Go watch as many Star Wars films
Go watch
as you
it.
can.
Yeah, enjoy
no.
it, man. And then play the game. Play
Do
Fallen Order, like you will be doing later today.
Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, everyone. We'll see you next week. Enjoy.
Adios,
Bye.
muchachos.